They say the truth will set you free, but they never mention the cost of the bail. Most people spend their lives looking for the light, but me, I've learned to love the shadows, because in the shadows, people stop pretending. My name is Elias Thorne. I'm a forensic data architect. In plain English, I find the digital ghosts people try to bury. I don't follow cars, I follow packets. I don't peek through windows, I peek through firewalls. I thought I was the smartest guy in every room. I thought I had the world behind a pane of glass, safe, controlled, until Sarah. Sarah was different. She didn't have a digital footprint. No Instagram, no Twitter, just a flip phone and a collection of vintage Polaroids. She was the only thing in my life I couldn't analyze, and that's exactly why I fell for her. 3 years. We built a life in a small house in the Pacific Northwest, tucked away where the fog rolls off the sound. It was perfect, or at least the data said it was. Then came the writer's retreat. "I need to breathe, Elias," she told me. She was packing a leather duffel bag, the one I'd bought her for our second anniversary. 2 weeks, a cabin in the Cascades, no signal, no Wi-Fi, just me, my typewriter, and the trees. I offered to drive her. She refused. "If you drive me, I'm still connected to you," she said, her voice soft, but her eyes, they were like flint. "I'm going to block your number, Elias, not because I don't love you, but because I need to remember who I am without you." A 2-week blackout, that's what she called it. I stood on the porch and watched her dusty Volvo disappear into the mist. I told myself I'd respect it. I told myself that trust was the one thing I couldn't calculate. But an hour later, I was in my basement. The air in the server room is always 62 degrees. It smells like ozone and copper. It's the only place I feel honest. I didn't track her phone. I didn't have to. I tracked her car. I'd installed a low-frequency GPS transponder in her wheel well months ago, not because I didn't trust her, but because I'm a man who prepares for emergencies. Or that's the lie I told myself. I pulled up the map. The red dot wasn't heading toward the Cascades. It wasn't heading into the mountains at all. It was heading south, toward the coast, toward a private airfield in Portland. I watched that dot for 6 hours. It stopped at a hangar owned by Vanguard Logistics, a shell company for high-end discretionary travel. I bypassed their manifest security in under 10 minutes. It's amazing what people leave behind when they think they're invisible. There were 4 names on that flight to Belize: Sarah Thorne, Julian Vane, and 2 names I didn't recognize. Julian Vane, the man Sarah told me had died in a car accident 5 years ago, her first love, the reason she couldn't open up. He wasn't dead. He was flying a Gulfstream to a private island, and my wife was in the seat next to him. The world didn't tilt. It didn't explode. It just thinned. I didn't call her. I didn't scream. I went to work. If she wanted a blackout, I was going to give her a total eclipse. I spent the next 10 days dismantling the ghost of Sarah Thorne. Every writer's retreat she'd taken over the last 3 years, I traced them. They weren't retreats. They were consultation windows. Sarah wasn't a writer. She was a corporate fixer. She specialized in industrial espionage, the old-fashioned kind, the kind that requires a pretty face and a total lack of a digital trail. She wasn't hiding from the world. She was hiding from me, because I was her perfect alibi, the boring, tech-obsessed husband who would never suspect her offline wife of anything more than being old-fashioned. I found the accounts. Julian Vane wasn't just her lover, he was her handler. They'd been siphoning trade secrets from tech firms in the valley for years, using our home as a dead drop location. I found a hidden compartment in the floorboards of our guest room. Inside, 6 passports, 4 different currencies, and a digital drive containing the architectural schematics for a new AI processor my firm was developing. She hadn't just betrayed our marriage, she'd turned me into an unwitting accomplice. The blackout was supposed to end on Sunday. She expected me to be at the airport waiting with a bouquet of wildflowers and a welcome home kiss. Sunday arrived. The rain was coming down in sheets, typical Pacific Northwest. I went to the airport, but I didn't bring flowers. I sat in the terminal watching the arrivals board, Flight 402 from Houston, her connecting flight. I saw her come through the gate. She looked radiant, tan, glowing, wearing a white linen dress that looked like it cost more than my first car. She was laughing. She looked happy. She scanned the crowd for me. Her eyes were bright, searching. She didn't see me, but she saw the man standing directly in her path. His name was Agent Marcus Miller, Federal Bureau of Investigation. Behind him were 4 more agents in windbreakers. Sarah Thorne? Miller asked. She didn't miss a beat. That's what I admired about her. Her face went from joy to confusion in a microsecond. Yes? Is something wrong? Where's my husband? Your husband is the one who handed us the drive, Sarah, Miller said. He held up a tablet. On it was a video feed from 10 minutes ago. It showed Julian Vane being tackled by a SWAT team in the parking garage. Sarah's face, it didn't just go pale, it erased. The mask she'd worn for 3 years simply dissolved. She looked past Miller. She saw me then. I was standing by the glass partition, 50 feet away. I didn't wave, I didn't scowl. I just held up my phone. I hit a single key. Her phone, the one she'd unblocked the moment she landed, began to chime. A notification appeared on her screen. It wasn't a text from me. It was a notification from the bank. Account closed, then another. Property deed transferred, then another. Passport revoked. I had deleted her, digitally, financially, legally. As they led her away in handcuffs, she screamed my name. It wasn't a scream of anger. It was a scream of recognition. She realized that the man she'd been living with wasn't the boring analyst. I was the one who could actually see her. I walked out of the airport and into the rain. I went back to our house. It was empty. The fog was thicker than usual. I sat at her desk, the one where she had supposedly written her novels. I opened the drawer and found a single Polaroid I'd missed. It was of us, 2 years ago, at the coast. We were both looking at the camera, smiling. I turned the photo over. In her handwriting, it said, "Elias, the only thing I can't fix." I realized then she didn't hate me. She might have even loved me in her own twisted, fractured way. But in my world, love is just data, and data can be corrupted. I took a lighter from my pocket. I held the flame to the corner of the photo. I watched the image of us curl and blacken. I watched the smiles disappear into the ash. She wanted a 2-week blackout to remember who she was. I gave her a lifetime of darkness to think about who she wasn't. The truth will set you free, but the silence is where you live with what you...
Hello friend, please like, share, subscribe my video. Thanks for watching. I am from India. Story is very interesting. The real story. Thank you.